The Enyaq Coupe IV is the Skoda marque's smartest and most sophisticated car yet, and this, the 299 PS VRS all-wheel drive performance flagship model, offers this EV contender in its most desirable form. But a £55,000 Skoda? Really? Let's take a look.
British buyers have always liked Skoda's VRS performance badge. The Czech maker even calls this a love affair. Well, that affection's going to be tested by this car. By far the priciest Skoda has ever brought to sale, the Enyaq IV Coupe VRS. This car, also available with VRS trim in the more conventional boxier Enyaq IV body style, takes the fast EV mechanicals already used in top versions of Volkswagen Group mid-size crossover coupe electric vehicles like the Volkswagen ID.5 and the Audi Q4 Sportback e-tron, but delivers them here with more of a performance vibe. Does it work? Let's take a closer look. As you'd expect, this top Enyaq IV Coupe gets the largest available 77 kilowatt-hour battery available to Volkswagen Group mid-sized EV models of this sort. But that's no surprise because all Enyaq IV Coupe models also come fitted with it. Here though, that energy source is matched with an uprated version of the dual-motor all-wheel drive powertrain that also features in slightly less powerful form in the Enyaq IV Coupe 80X. In this case though, instead of the 265 PS output of that car, you get 299 PS to play with and 460 Newton meters of torque. As a result, the VRS takes only 6.3 seconds to sprint to 62 miles an hour on the way to a limited top speed of 111. Driving range is 321 miles. What you don't get from this VRS are really engaging drive dynamics, this model suffering mainly, as with many similar EVs, from heavy weight and anaesthetised steering. Still, like its lesser siblings, this SUV coupe is superbly manoeuvrable for its size, jinking through traffic hold-ups and darting into spaces. As with other electric vehicles, this one's town travel is characterised by its need to constantly emit a strange E sound intended to warn pedestrians of its impending approach. You wonder though why it's necessary for this feature to sound so otherworldly. Other brands use film composers to create more pleasant melodies. Beyond the city limits, traction is impressive, but there's a little more body roll through the turns than you'd get with the alternative Volkswagen Audi versions of this VW Group design. The payoff for that, though, is a much better standard of ride with suppleness over poor surfaces and speed humps that's unbettered in this class and is far superior to most rivals. This VRS variant sets itself apart with a body kit, 20-inch Taurus alloy wheels and a full-length red reflector strip at the rear. As with the standard Enyaq IV Coupe, there's some real pavement presence here, thanks to the sharply raked roofline from the B-pillar backwards, in a shape that's 4mm longer and 6mm taller than its SUV sibling, also offered in VRS form. With short overhangs, big wheels, strong shoulders and a low roofline, this will look good down at the gym. Especially if you park where people can see the twinkling crystal-faced grille with its built-in LEDs. Where the ordinary Enyaq IV Coupe lets itself down a little is inside, where the cabin's pretty much identical to the ordinary Enyaq IV hatch. That's less evident with this VRS version. It could still be a little more charismatically furnished, but this variant manages to push itself up market with black perforated leather upholstery and signature VRS design themes. These include a carbon fibre style strip in the centre of the dash, various elements of VRS branding, serious looking sports seats, a stitched 3-spoke steering wheel and silver pedal finishing. As in an ordinary Enyaq IV Coupe, the fascia is dominated by a central VRS-branded 13-inch infotainment touchscreen, which can also be worked by both voice and gesture control. There's also a further 5.3-inch instrument binnacle display And a further interior highlight is the wonderfully named optional jumbo box, which adds 6.2 litres of storage underneath the centre console. In the rear, the swept-back roof doesn't compromise headroom too much. A couple of adults will still be comfortable. And boot space falls by only 15 litres over the ordinary Enyaq IV body shape to 570 litres. So, the priciest Skoda yet made. How much would you expect to pay? Well, just under £55,000 is the answer. Around £1,700 more than VRS trim will set you back with the conventional Enyaq IV body shape. The VRS trim level gets you crystal face package that adds 131 twinkling LEDs to the front grille, a standout feature. Plus, as with all Enyaq IV coupes, you also get a black panoramic glass roof that flows seamlessly into the rear section. Skoda reckons it's the largest panoramic glass roof it has ever offered. The wheels are 20-inch Taurus alloys with bolder 21-inch Vision anthracite metallic alloy rims being optional. Plus, the LED taillights have a coming or leaving home function. For the cabin, there's a choice of either VRS Suite or VRS Lounge trimming packages, the former with full black perforated leather and the latter offering a combination of leather and microfiber upholstery. Plus, the Drive Mode Select system has an additional traction driving mode profile. As with the ordinary model, media features are taken care of by a 13-inch central infotainment screen and the 5.3-inch digital cockpit instrument binnacle display, which is supplemented by a head-up display with augmented reality. As for safety, well, you'd expect some sort of forward collision warning autonomous braking system on a car of this kind these days. Sure enough, Skoda's is called Front Assist, and as usual with these sorts of setups, it scans the road ahead as you drive. If a potential collision hazard is detected, you'll be warned. If you don't respond or aren't able to, the brakes will automatically be applied to decrease the severity of any resulting accident. It incorporates swerve support that stops you from turning into a junction into the path of another car. Plus, there's dynamic road sign display, which pictures speed signs as you pass and displays them on the dash. And like every Enyaq IV, this one also gets a lane assist lane keeping system that warns you when you stray out of your lane and applies gentle steering assistance to ease you back into it. This coupe's swept-back styling delivers a predictably better drag coefficient of 0.23 CD, and it also helps that this coupe has a marginally lighter weight than the standard SUV version. The result is a 321-mile EV driving range for this VRS version. Battery replenishment with a fast charger from 10% to 80% takes 36 minutes. Back at home, an AC one-phase 7.2 kilowatt garage wall box would replenish any Enyaq IV coupe from 0 to full in about 13 hours. When you're charging at home in winter, it'll make sense to preheat the cabin before use via the provided My Skoda app. The power will be drawn from the charging cable if it's connected and not from the battery. On the move, there's an eco mode which reduces the power of the climate control system and restricts top speed, enhancing range. It'll also help if you engage the provided B drive setting for maximum brake recuperation performance. An Enyaq IV coupe driver will enjoy lower maintenance costs than would be needed for a combustion model. Obviously, no oil changes are required, and regenerative braking means that the brake pads are designed to last the life of the car. There's a fixed servicing schedule with a basic inspection after 2 years and unlimited mileage, and subsequent services every year or 18,750 miles. Skoda says that its aim is to make sure that the battery pack lasts as long as the car too. And sure enough, that battery pack is warranted to have at least 70% of its usable capacity after 8 years or 100,000 miles. There's the usual unremarkable 3-year or 60,000 mile Skoda warranty. Only the third year has a mileage limitation. And there's 12-year body protection guarantee, a 3-year paint warranty, and 3 years of Skoda assistance, which includes European breakdown cover. If anyone was in any doubt that Skoda plans to move up market, then this top Enyaq i.5 Coupe VRS model should prove the point. The asking price initially looks off-putting until you go and compare it to what's required to own comparable versions of the Volkswagen ID.5 and Audi Q4 Sportback e-tron EVs that share almost identical engineering to this Czech model under the skin. This particular VRS doesn't quite have the sporty fizz that marked out Skoda VRS hot hatch models of yesteryear, but that's because it's a 2.2-tonne EV designed for a very different age. A very different kind of Skoda then, but one not without its own special brand of appeal.